In Chapter 50 of Yoga Vasistha, we will discuss topics such as Sri Rama's scientific question, the mystery of the soul and Purusharthaka, the story of the inner instinct, and the mirror, the universal law of knowledge and how life is an illusion. Welcome, O Rama, to this discourse. I'm your guide, Maharishi Vasistha, and today we're literally going to unravel the very fabric of existence to reveal the absolute truth of who you really are.
So, O Rama, let's dive into this syllabus of enlightenment. We'll briefly cover your scientific question, the mystery of the soul, the instinct and the mirror, the universal law of knowledge, the illusion of life, and wrap up with some practical wisdom.
Section 1. Rama's scientific question.
Now, in verses 4 and 5, you ask an absolutely profound question. You basically ask, O Lord, how does this visible world, with all its tangible forms, solid elements, and vast distances, arise from the supreme, invisible, and unmanifest Brahman? It's a brilliant inquiry, Rama. You're asking how physical matter, the mountains, oceans, stars, can possibly spring forth from a reality that has no form, no boundaries, and literally no physicality at all. To really comprehend how the unmanifest becomes the seemingly manifest, well, we've got to understand the mechanics of cosmic creation itself.
And the answer? It lies in Maya, the grand cosmic illusion. Maya is this incredible veiling power that makes the singular, formless spirit appear as a vast, differentiated, physical universe. Now, in our tradition, this isn't some physical substance, but a perceptual distortion. Think about it like a vivid dream. While you're deep in slumber, the ground feels completely solid beneath your feet, doesn't it? The dangers feel absolutely real. It's only when you wake up that you realize all that solidity was an illusion, entirely generated by your own consciousness. Well, this waking world is exactly like that dream.
Section 2. The mystery of the soul and Purusharthaka.
Let's look at verses 25 and 26, which reveal the actual mechanics of our entanglement. The text tells us that the infinite, ever-free soul seemingly associates itself with the Purusharthaka. That's the eightfold subtle body. This eightfold nature is made up of the 5 subtle elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth, along with the mind, the intellect, and the ego. Now, when the infinite soul gets wrapped up in this complex subtle body, it simply forgets its boundless eternal nature. It becomes entirely mesmerized by the physical senses and starts interacting with and getting trapped by the material world it perceives.
So this entanglement creates your personal identity, what we call the jiva. The jiva is simply the infinite soul cloaked in those 8-fold mental modifications. When you say, I am Rama, the prince of Ayodhya, that I is the infinite soul wearing the heavy garments of the mind, intellect, and ego. The jiva falsely believes it's a limited, mortal individual born into a specific time and space, subject to intense joy and agonizing sorrow. It's basically a profound case of cosmic mistaken identity.
Section 3. The story of the inner instinct and the mirror. In verses 30 and 31, the supreme truth is unveiled through this beautiful metaphor of a mirror. Just as a flawless physical mirror effortlessly reflects whatever object is placed in front of it, the pure mirror of your consciousness reflects your own inner instincts, desires, and mental tendencies. What you experience every single day as the vast external world isn't truly external at all. No, it's actually just a reflection of your own internal state, projected outward by the power of your latent instincts. Look at this comparison. Just as a physical mirror holds a reflection that isn't truly there, pure consciousness holds the reflection of Maya. The real object, the only absolute, unchanging reality here is pure consciousness. The reflection in that mirror? That's the material world, including your personal identity as the jiva. You can see a reflection, right? You can interact with it, it appears to have color and form. But you can't physically grab it because it possesses no independent reality of its own. Take away the mirror of consciousness and the reflection instantly ceases to exist.
You must realize, Rama, that what we call the mind is not some biological organ. It's simply the active, restless, fluctuating force that sustains that reflection. The mind's constant, unending movement is exactly what weaves the heavy illusion of time passing, of physical space expanding, and of matter appearing dense and heavy. But when the mind is entirely still, when its fluctuations completely cease, the grand reflection vanishes. Only the clear, pristine mirror of pure consciousness remains.
Section 4. The universal law of knowledge. Now we must uncover the universal mechanics of how you process this grand illusion. Verses 32 and 33 establish the universal law of knowledge. The text explains that true knowledge of an object arises only when the mind stretches out, assumes the exact form of that object, and then the light of pure consciousness illuminates that mental modification. For example, when you perceive a magnificent tree, your mind actually takes the shape of the tree. Your inner consciousness lights up that mental shape, and you declare, "Ah, I see the tree." But in absolute truth, your consciousness is only ever experiencing the shapes taken by its own mind. You're just witnessing the theater of your own mind.
And this brilliantly illustrates that underneath the chaos of the fluctuating mind lies your true nature, pure, unshakable consciousness. While the mind violently vibrates, expands, and transforms all over the place, your soul remains the silent, eternal witness. It is completely untouched by the illusions of Maya. Just like a pristine cinema screen is never actually burned by the roaring fire projected onto it, your eternal soul is never harmed, changed, or aged by the physical experiences of the jiva.
Section 5. Life is an illusion.
We now arrive at the ultimate revelation of our discourse today. Verses 38, 39, and 40 boldly declare the ultimate philosophical conclusion: all of this is a fleeting illusion. The text states that birth, death, the arduous struggles of life, and the rise and fall of great empires are merely transient appearances. Like a shimmering mirage in a scorched desert that tricks a thirsty traveler, this material existence appears completely real to the ignorant mind. Yet, when you intensely investigate it with the piercing light of absolute wisdom, it just dissolves into nothingness.
Let this simple truth sink in. Everything you see, everything you physically feel, and everything you desperately fear is but a cosmic dream. When you sleep at night, your mind effortlessly creates sprawling universes populated with beings and landscapes that feel entirely real right until the moment you wake up. Spiritual awakening is simply the profound realization that this waking state is yet another dream spun by the very same mind. The world is a dream. Only pure consciousness is real.
Section 6. Practical Wisdom and Summary. Okay, let's dive into how you apply this profound knowledge to your daily duties. To attain salvation while living, you've got to integrate these truths into your actions. First, consider your physical body merely as an instrument. It's a divine vehicle for your soul's expression in this realm, which, like a sharp sword, is merely an instrument in the hand of a warrior. Second, rigorously reject the deep-seated misconception that I am the body. When the body aches or ages, it's only the instrument experiencing decay, not the true, eternal you. And third, remove your heavy attachment to worldly outcomes. You must perform your royal duties, fight your righteous battles, and rule your kingdom, for sure, but do so without being emotionally chained to the fruits of your actions. Act as a master actor on a grand stage, playing your part perfectly, but always knowing it's just a play.
Let's review this summary of Chapter 50 to make sure every thread of today's transmission is tightly woven into your understanding. We began with your scientific doubt, uncovering that the solid material world arises entirely from the unmanifest through the veiling power of Maya. We broke down how the jiva, your personal identity, is formed when the infinite soul gets entangled in the eightfold Purusha. We explored the profound metaphor of the mirror, realizing the mind projects our reality based on inner instincts. Ultimately, we established that pure consciousness is the only true reality, and that practical, steadfast detachment is your direct path to liberation while still walking this earth.
I leave you with this final thought to awaken your ultimate spiritual curiosity. If everything you experience is truly just a reflection in the mirror of your own mind, what will you choose to reflect today? Will you reflect fear, anxiety, and attachment, or will you choose to reflect the boundless peace of your true, eternal self? Ponder this deeply, Rama.